1. Introduction. My name is Violet. I am 34 years old. I work at a big technology company in the city center. It is a very modern and successful company. I have an important job there. I am the executive assistant. My job is to help the boss with everything he needs during the workday. The boss's name is Henry. Henry is a genius with computers. He has many brilliant ideas for new technology. He is the person who started this successful business from nothing. Henry is also very handsome. He is rich and very charming, too. Henry is quite young. He is only 25 years old. Henry is brilliant, but he is disorganized. He needs a lot of help with daily life. He often forgets appointments, misses phone calls, and loses important papers. I organize his whole life. I manage his schedule every single day, from morning until evening. I prepare all his meetings. I sort his papers and make sure his office is not too chaotic. My job is to keep his professional life running smoothly. It is a difficult job because Henry moves very fast, but I am excellent at it. I must remember to be professional at all times. This is the most important rule for me. I tell myself this rule every morning before I start working. I wear clothes that are neat and serious. I try to speak clearly and in a calm voice. I do not want to show any personal feelings while I am at work. It is often hard to stay professional because I work so closely with Henry. He is very young and has a lot of energy. He is always smiling. When he smiles, his eyes are a bright blue color. He has a lot of charm toward everyone, especially to me. We talk many times each day about his tasks and his long schedule. Sometimes, when we are talking about work, he looks at me. His look is not like a boss looking at an assistant. His look is warm and intense. I feel a strong pull toward him. I try very hard to ignore this feeling and his charm. I force myself to focus only on the paperwork and the list of meetings. I remind myself that he is the boss and I am his employee. I am 9 years older than him. This is only a job. It is a daily struggle to keep the line between us clear and keep my focus only on the work. 2. The meeting. Working for Henry was exciting, but it was also hard. Sometimes I saw him looking at me. He looked from across his big desk. His eyes were the color of the bright blue sky. When he looked at me, I forgot the names of the clients. I forgot what I was supposed to say. His eyes were very strong. This look made my heart beat quickly. It was not a boss looking at an assistant. It was a man looking at a woman he liked very much. One afternoon, we had a normal meeting. I needed to talk about the schedule for the next 7 days. I had many important papers in front of me. I started talking about the list of meetings. Henry did not look at the papers. He did not listen to the schedule. He only watched my face while I spoke about the week ahead. "Violet," he said softly. His voice was low and quiet. You have a small mark on your cheek. I stopped speaking immediately. I felt confused by his words. He reached his hand out slowly. He touched my face with his thumb to wipe the spot away. "It is just a small spot of blue ink," Henry said. He kept his hand near my face for a moment longer than necessary. His skin was very warm against mine. I stopped breathing for a short time. This contact felt wrong because we were working. It was unprofessional for us. I felt a sudden moment of strong fear and panic, but I also felt a strong, dangerous desire. The small touch was not accidental. It felt very intentional. I quickly moved my head away from his hand. I tried to look calm and professional again. My face felt extremely hot. I knew my cheeks were bright red. I tried to start the meeting again. I picked up the papers quickly. Henry just smiled a little bit. He knew what he had done in that moment. He knew that the touch changed the air in the room completely. He did not say sorry for touching me. He waited patiently for me to continue talking about work. I looked down at the documents on the desk. I needed to be professional now. I tried very hard to forget the feeling of his warm touch on my skin. I started talking about the first meeting on Monday morning. I spoke quickly to hide my nervousness from him. Henry leaned back in his chair. He listened this time, but his eyes never truly left my face. The routine scheduling meeting was not routine anymore. It felt like a very big secret between us. 3. The storm. The storm came suddenly. It was a severe storm that hit the downtown area hard. The wind howled outside the tall building. It was late, almost 9 o'clock in the evening. Everyone had left the office hours ago. We were alone. We had to finish a very important client presentation. The client was a big company, and the presentation needed to be perfect. Henry and I sat close together, looking at the large computer screen. The rain hit the window glass, making loud, sharp sounds. The office was quiet except for the storm. The city lights were blurry through the wet glass. This isolation felt strange and powerful. I tried hard to focus on the slides and the data. My job was to check all the numbers and make sure the words were correct. But my mind kept moving away from the work. Henry was right next to me. I could smell his cologne. It was a clean, woody smell. Every small movement he made distracted me. I kept thinking about the company rules. The policy against dating between employees is very strict. It is written down clearly in the employee handbook. I knew the rules well. A relationship between an assistant and the CEO is the worst kind of rule breaking. It brings too much attention and too much risk. I am 34. Henry is 25. The 9-year age difference felt huge right now. People would judge us. They would say I was unprofessional. They would say Henry was making a mistake. These thoughts made me feel afraid. But the longer we stayed alone, the more dangerous the feeling became. The darkness outside and the bright light inside created a bubble. Inside this bubble, the rules did not seem to matter as much. The tension was growing fast. It was an electrical feeling that moved between us, stronger than the storm outside. Henry leaned back in his chair. He stretched his arms above his head. I watched him secretly. He looked strong and relaxed. I felt nervous and tense. I knew I should leave, but I could not move. I needed to finish the work, but I also desperately wanted to talk about the feeling that was filling the room. The storm kept going. It felt like the storm was reflecting the chaos inside my own heart. I tried to remind myself, he is my boss. I am his assistant. We must be professional. But the isolation made the romantic tension feel dangerous and inevitable. It felt like we were falling, and there was nothing we could do to stop it. We were trapped together until the rain stopped. For the truth, Henry suddenly stopped working. We were sitting close together, but now he pushed his chair far back. The office was very quiet after the sound of the chair. He stood up slowly. I watched him move. He walked around the large desk and came towards my side. He stood very close to me. I could smell his expensive cologne. It was a nice smell, like fresh wood and clean air. I felt nervous. I looked down at the computer screen. I needed to focus on the work. We had a very strict deadline. The client presentation was due first thing in the morning. I tried hard to read the words on the screen, but my eyes could not focus. My heart was beating quickly. I cannot stop, Henry, I said. My voice was quiet and a little shaky. We must finish this work. The presentation is too important. Henry did not look at the computer. He did not care about the presentation anymore. He put his warm hand under my chin. He made me look up at him. His eyes were bright blue and very serious. They held my gaze. I could not look away now. He smiled a little, but the smile was not happy. The presentation is fine, Violet, he told me. The work is good, but I am not fine. I waited for him to speak more. I was holding my breath. I wanted to know what he meant. He took his hand away from my chin, but he stayed standing very close to me. I could feel the heat coming from his body. The tension in the air was thick. I know there are rules at this company, Henry confessed. I know they say we cannot have a relationship. I know you are my executive assistant. I know the age difference is 9 years. I know all the reasons why this is wrong. He looked sad, but then his eyes became determined. But I do not care about the rules, he said firmly. I built this company from nothing. I decide what is important to me now, and you are important to me. He stepped one step closer. I am crazy about you, Violet, he said. His voice was low and sincere. I have been crazy about you since the day you started working here. I only see you. I do not see my assistant. I only see the woman I want to be with. His confession filled the small, silent office. I felt a mix of fear and happiness inside my chest. This was the truth. This was the moment that changed everything. I knew I had to choose between the safety of my job and the danger of my feelings. The big storm outside continued, but the storm inside me was much stronger. 5. The problem? I needed to stop Henry immediately. I stepped back quickly and put distance between us. I tried hard to think clearly. "Henry, please stop talking like this," I said. "You must think about the facts. This is a very bad idea. It is wrong for many reasons." I started listing the problems for him. "I am 34 years old. You are only 25, I explained. "That is a 9-year difference. It is too big for people to ignore. People will judge us because of that gap. Also, I am your assistant. I work for you. We cannot break the office rules. If we start a relationship, I could lose my job. You could lose respect from our clients and staff." I looked at his face. He was young, successful, and very rich. I was just an employee. I worried about the public opinion. "People will say terrible things about me in the city," I told him. "They will say I am trying to use you because you have money. They will think I want your success, not you. I cannot let people think that. I cannot risk my reputation for a secret relationship." I also worried about his age. "You have your whole life ahead of you, Henry. Maybe this feeling is just temporary. Maybe you think you are ready for this, but you are not. You are too young to handle this kind of serious problem." I felt tears beginning in my eyes. I was very afraid of the world outside the office. I was afraid of getting hurt because I liked him so much. Henry looked sad when I spoke, but then his expression became determined. He walked closer to me again. He did not touch me, but he stood firm. "Violet, listen to me," he said strongly. "Age is only a number. It is not important at all. My age does not mean I am immature. I built a company worth millions of dollars when I was 24 years old. I know how to make big, important decisions." He looked straight into my eyes. His blue eyes were serious and honest. "I know exactly what I want, Violet. I am certain about this feeling. I want you. I do not care about the rules, the age difference, or what people might say. I only care about us being together." 6. The kiss. Henry and I looked at each other. The room was very quiet. The silence felt long and heavy. I thought about everything Henry said. I thought about the strict company rules. I thought about the 9-year difference in our ages. Then I decided I could not fight my feelings anymore. I wanted him no matter the consequences. I took one step forward toward Henry. He watched me move. His blue eyes looked very bright. A real smile came to his face. It was a happy, true smile. He looked very handsome when he smiled like that. He opened his arms for me. I walked quickly into his arms. I felt a great weight lift from my shoulders. Henry held me close. He was strong and warm. I felt safe there, standing in his important office. He lowered his head. He kissed me. The kiss was slow. It was deep. It was meaningful. It felt like I was finally coming home after a very long trip. All my worries went away in that beautiful moment. We stopped kissing. We looked at each other again, smiling. We knew we had made a choice that changed everything. We did not talk about work anymore. We completely forgot about the difficult presentation that was due tomorrow morning. The storm was still loud outside, but inside the office, everything was calm and peaceful. We were hungry. We decided to eat dinner. We ordered a large pepperoni pizza. It arrived quickly at the office door. We did not sit at the big, expensive desk. We sat on the floor of his fancy office instead. We sat on the soft carpet and ate the pizza quickly. It was fun and easy to be together. We talked for many hours. We did not talk about business or deadlines or clients. We talked about our lives. Henry told me about his childhood. He told me funny stories about his family. He talked about how he started his company when he was 24 years old. I told him about my dreams for the future. I told him things I had never told anyone else. We learned new things about each other. It was wonderful to talk without the pressure of work. We laughed many times. The clock showed it was very late. We were tired but happy. We left the office together. We did not go back to my apartment. We went to Henry's apartment. It was very close to the office building in the city center. We spent the rest of the night together. It was gentle and quiet. It was sweet. We did not need to talk anymore. We just lay in his large bed. We held each other close under the covers. We felt safe and peaceful. We fell asleep easily in each other's arms. I slept better than I had in years. 7, the morning. The bright morning sun woke me up. It shone through the tall apartment windows. I realized where I was. I sat up quickly in Henry's very large bed. A sudden wave of cold panic hit my chest hard. I looked at the beautiful room. I thought about the night before. It was wonderful, but now I worried deeply. I whispered, "What have we done?" I worried about my job right away. I worried about the company rules. They were very strict about relationships. Henry was my boss, and I was his assistant. This was a giant problem for both of us. People would certainly talk about us. They would call it a scandal across the whole office. I felt like I needed to escape quickly. I wanted to run away and hide from the consequences. I felt that last night had been a beautiful mistake. Henry was still sleeping next to me. He looked peaceful and much younger. I am 9 years older than him, and this thought made my panic feel worse. Then Henry's eyes opened. He saw my face immediately. He saw that I was scared and upset. He did not let me move away from him. He reached out his hand and took mine. He held it tight and kissed my fingers softly. His touch was warm. "Don't worry, Violet," he said. His voice was deep and very calm. I felt a little bit better when he spoke. "We talked about this last night," he reminded me gently. "We are a team now. We will face everything together." He looked very serious and determined. He told me that we would face any challenges that came our way. He said, "If people talk, that is fine. We will simply let them talk. Their words do not matter to us." Henry reminded me of his position at the company. He said, "I am the boss here, Violet. I started this company when I was 24 years old." He spoke with great confidence. "I decide what is right for me," he told me firmly. He added, "I decide who I want to be with. My decision is final." He wanted me, and his confidence was powerful. It made my fear start to shrink. I looked at Henry. He was 25, but his maturity showed. He was completely ready to protect us. He was ready to fight for our relationship against the world. I had been so worried about the age gap. I had worried about the strict office rules. But Henry truly did not care about those things. He only cared about me and our future. I slowly started to believe him. Maybe we could do this. I stopped thinking about running away. I moved closer to him in the bed. His certainty gave me strength. We were two people starting a new life together. 8, a happy end. Months passed quickly. We were happy, but the office was not quiet. The scandal began quickly, just as I had feared it would. People whispered constantly. They talked in the break room and near the water cooler. When Henry and I walked together, some colleagues looked at us strangely. They did not understand our relationship because of the age difference. I felt nervous every morning when I arrived at the company building. I worried about the looks and the quiet words, but Henry was strong and confident. He never let go of my hand. In the long glass hallway, he held my hand tightly. He showed everyone in the company that he respected me completely. He showed them that he loved me. He did not hide our relationship for even one moment. His actions were public and clear for everyone to see. This public show of confidence was very important. It made me feel secure and brave. We continued to work hard, perhaps even harder than before the relationship started. We wanted to prove that our feelings did not hurt the business. We worked side by side on every single project, just like before. We finished the difficult client presentations successfully and on time. We managed the complex company schedules perfectly. Slowly, the noise stopped. The strange looks disappeared entirely. The quiet words went away completely. People saw that Henry and I were a great team. We were professional, and we were very successful. Our love did not cause any problems at all. Instead, it made us both stronger workers. I realized something very important during those few months. I used to think that age was the most important thing. I am 34 years old. Henry is only 25 years old. I thought my path in life was already set and finished. I thought I was too old for new, exciting beginnings or for taking big risks. I thought true love was only for people who followed every single rule. But Henry taught me a different truth. He taught me a vital lesson. Love does not care about numbers or years. Love does not care if you are 9 years older than your partner. Love does not care if you are the powerful boss or the executive assistant. Love only cares about two people choosing to build a life together. We continued to build the successful tech business every day. We also continued to build a wonderful, happy life together outside of work. We bought a small, cozy house just outside the busy city. We spent time decorating it together. We often talked late into the night about the future, and our plans were always big and exciting. I am finally free. I am free from the fear of public opinion. I am free from the strict rules I used to make for myself. I am 34 years old, and I am deeply in love with a younger man. It is a happy end to the story, but it is also the start of a beautiful, long future. We proved that love matters more than any job title or company policy. We are a strong team forever. I look forward to waking up